The Scarlet Pimpernel, or Fucked Up Relationships in 5 Minutes. Scarlet Pimpernel focuses on Marguerite Blakeney, a smart French woman who's married to a really stupid Englishman named Percy Blakeney. Now, Marguerite Blakeney is a loyal Englishwoman, even though she used to be French, and agrees not to spy on the English when she is approached by a French diplomat by the name of Chauvelin. Chauvelin tells Marguerite, hey, we need to catch this Scarlet Pimpernel character. Who's the Scarlet Pimpernel? Well, the Scarlet Pimpernel is actually this dashing and debonair figure who sneaks into Paris to rescue aristocrats that are slaughtered for the guillotine. He sneaks them back out again, takes them to England, and goes, ha-ha, you're safe. That's the Scarlet Pimpernel. He's pretty cool. He's, like, awesome. A fad. Like, I don't know, Britney Spears of revolutionary France and England. Because, sorry, the Scarlet Pimpernel takes place during the French Revolution. Alright, so Marguerite Blakeney's like, no, I'm not going to spy on them. Well, Chauvelin ends up getting information that her brother, Marguerite's brother, Armand, is in fact a traitor. So he says, Marguerite, we will kill your brother if you don't help us. She's like, oh god, not my brother. He's the only person that cares about me because my marriage sucks. Why does her marriage suck? Well, her marriage sucks because her husband, who's not too bright, is told about a week before the marriage, or about the time of the marriage anyways, that Marguerite in fact killed, in cold blood, a family of French aristocrats. Marguerite detests his love for her because she was like, oh, he loves me so much. It's like, yeah, I killed a family of French aristocrats. She stops there. Doesn't tell him anything else. No, ladies, that is not how you test people's love for you. You do not say, I am a cold-blooded murderer, and leave it at that. That is called being a dumbass. So her marriage sucks, Armand's the only one that cares about her, so she starts spying to figure out who Scarlet Pimpernel is in order to save her brother. She determines who the Scarlet Pimpernel is, slightly after the clues she gives Chauvelin determine who the Scarlet Pimpernel is. They both realize, within a day of each other, that the Scarlet Pimpernel is none other than her utterly retarded husband, Percy Blakeney, who is in fact only retarded in disguise. He's actually amazingly smart and excellent boxer, ripped like a madman and runs around without a shirt, like the classic character on the front of a romance novel. Because this, people, is a romance spy novel in the French Revolution. Written in the early 1900s, though, so there's no sex, no drugs, none of that shit. But it is a spy mystery romance novel written in the French Revolution by a Hungarian author. Yes, Baroness Orczy is Hungarian, because that's awesome. So anyways, Marguerite Blakeney chases Chauvelin back to France to try and warn her husband, who's gone over in a latest attempt to get her brother and some of the aristocrats he's escorting out of the country without everybody dying. So Chauvelin ends up tracking down the Scarlet Pimpernel to an isolated little hut on the coast and hires a Jewish cart driver to lead him there. Marguerite Blakeney tails them in the dark, ends up getting caught by the French when she stumbles or something. Anyway, she gets caught by the French and she's like, oh god, I can't die with my husband. Because she wasn't actually trying to save her husband, she was really just trying to warn him in time and figured that the situation is kind of hopeless and maybe if he possibly forgave her for betraying him, they could all die together happily. Yes, die together happily. So anyways, she's been caught by the French. She's like, oh gods, I can't actually scream to warn the Scarlet Pimpernel. If any of you have read the poem The Highwayman, or haven't read the poem The Highwayman, you should go read it now because that is what happens when you scream to warn the Scarlet Pimpernel. Anyways, she's like, shit, I can't because they've told me that if I do, they're going to shoot my brother who's down in that cabin, that deserted cabin on the beach. So she's good and quiet for a little bit until eventually she hears her husband walking along the path towards that hut, singing God Save the Queen in this awesome, bright voice, and she's like, oh god, Percy, run away! And the Frenchmen are like, shit, she just screamed. So they tackle her to the ground, they bind her up, and the rest of the Frenchmen go running into the cabin to catch the Scarlet Pimpernel's accomplices, even though the Scarlet Pimpernel's been warned. The cabin is deserted. See, apparently the French soldiers have been told, watch the cabin, don't let anyone go in. When somebody goes in, rush the cabin and arrest everybody inside. Okay, that's what they've been told. Meanwhile, the people in the cabin have left one after another over the past half hour. And the French soldiers are like, well, nobody's gone in. Durr. So the guys have all left the cabin. It's deserted. Chauvelin's like, fuck! I missed the Scarlet Pimpernel again! Alright, so he ends up to take out his frustration, letting several of his soldiers beat the poor Jewish cart driver, and runs off because he's gotten a hint as to where the Scarlet Pimpernel might be. He's going to come back to pick up Lady Blakeney, who he's left, like, bound and gagged on the roadside, a little bit later. The Jew is like, surprise! I'm the Scarlet Pimpernel! But he doesn't do that until everybody's gone. And technically, he does it by saying, damn, in a British voice. And Marguerite's like, oh my god, it's my husband saying damn! So she runs over, and the Scarlet Pimpernel is like, hello, my lady, I'm the Scarlet Pimpernel. And she's like, I know, dear! But neither of us can really walk. And then Percy Blakeney is like, surprise! I'm a genius and I'm super strong. And he swoops her off her feet, runs off into the sunset. They cross the coast back to England and live happily ever after.